Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. If there's anybody who has felt firsthand the emotions, the pains, the gains, and all the frustrations that the late Ojukwu felt, it's actually his wife, that's Bianca, and she has finally said to open up on the issue of sit at home, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I must say, this one was quite emotional, and every person who have ever had any reason to agitate, every Biafran, everyone who have felt the pains of the 1967 till date, or 1967 to 1970, and the problems that is actually bedeviling Nigeria as a whole, you will understand where she's coming from. And this is one emotional letter too many. But before we go into the news proper to find out what she's saying about both the sit-at-home, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leaders of the Southeast, Nigeria as a whole, and what pains and gains Ojukwu had gone through even in his time, and what may likely be happening right now, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, it was a Harvard, I'm quoting her now. She wrote, it was a Harvard College who once said, "A nation that forgets its own defenders will itself be forgotten. God forbid that this should be the fate of the Igbo nation. This is why today, yet another Monday, that's some hours ago actually, we sit at home. Not that we are unaware or unmindful of the devastating effect on our own economy, but it is unconscionable that armed bandits, self-declared terrorist leaders, and murderous headsmen are allowed to roam very free while our own son remains in captivity, and our own leaders appear powerless and afraid to intervene. It is downright dehumanizing and provocative. My own prayer is this: may it never be said of us, the Igbo race, that there once lived a thankless and ungrateful people. I thought it appropriate to share some random thoughts of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as stated below on this sit-at-home Monday. This piece is quite touching. Kindly spare the time and effort to read to the very end. Nnamdi Kanu, leader of IPOB, wrote, and she's taking a retrospect of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrote when he was a free person. He said, "Last night I slept pondering what our eternal leader, Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, must have gone through in his young, brilliant mind when over 50 years ago he had to confront not only the might of a British government intent on Igbo race, but also a global conspiracy against the emergence of Biafra led by turncoat, weak-minded Igbo, Ijaw, and Ibibio men. These traitors were to all intents and purposes recruited and groomed as agents of British neo-colonialism to subdue, oppress, subjugate their own people. Something that still obtains till this very day, only this time via the mindset of a developmentally regressive Fulani hegemony tendency. As if confronting the very formidable British neocolonial machinery and global diplomatic cloth wasn't enough trouble for Biafran leader, he also had to contend with enemies within his own ranks, local backstabbers, envious traitors, sellouts, and the fools. Dr. Azikiwe Zik, Okpamba Asika, Ifya Jonah, and so on, ganged up against him for no reason. Ojukwu's only crime was trying to free them and the rest of the Easterners from the doom Nigeria had unleashed on them, having witnessed over 300,000 men, women, and children of Igbo extraction slaughtered in cold in Fulani-controlled territories of the northern Nigeria. Do you know some Igbo Ifulefus then, and their children now, still blame Ojukwu for the 1966 Hausa Fulani of 300,000 Igbos that went down in the north, that precipitated the Biafran chaos? Instead of blaming those that carried out the mass slaughter of their own people, they were busy blaming the only man who was courageous enough to try and save them. Incredible, isn't it? Well, Zeke called his own people fighting for survivals rebels. He went as far as encouraging the world to starve his children to death by denying them aid. When you sit down to consider, as I have done, your love for him would increase a millionfold, and only then will you understand that trying to lead an ungrateful set of people is the most difficult job on this earth. If in doubt, ask Moses and Ojukwu what they endured at the hands of Israelites and Biafrans, respectively. On this day, I, Inyom Bianca Odumegwu Ojukwu, wife of our eternal leader, Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, beg of you, Umuigbo, let us never forget that today our son remains in captivity. His incarceration remains an invincible and symbolic chain on the wrist of every Igbo man. Those of our people who remain less concerned must stop hiding in spineless shadows and apply some heat to their cold feet. It is your future and that of your children that is at stake. Hide in those cringing corners today by your silence. Your children will become slaves of tomorrow and will surely weep by the proverbial rivers of Babylon right in their own homeland. Taboo, taboo, bo. Taboo. Our Igbo leaders must come together and deliberate on diplomatic ways to secure Nnamdi Kanu's freedom, or at the very least intensify efforts to ensure that he gets a fair and swift trial. It is not enough merely to harp on the devastating effects of sit-at-home on the Igbo economy, or to dish out instructions to our people to normalize Monday-to-day activities. Igbo leaders must come up with alternative and constructive solutions that keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's captivity and the unjust incarceration of so many other pro-Biafran activists on the national front burner. Otherwise, they will continue to rot away in unmarked cells, abandoned and forgotten. Failing this, Umuigbo will continue to demonstrate our revulsion against this oppression using the only option available to us. No, may we never be known as a timid and ungrateful people. We all together with one voice say it loud and clear. Ejefula, Ejezona, Inyom Bianca Odumegwu Ojukwu was done on the month of August 30th, Monday 2021. That's some hours ago. This is emotional. It got me. For some who do not know history, in a nutshell, Bianca just said one and took a retrospect of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is feeling, and she now summarized by saying the Igbos needs to rise now. And if they don't, then their children that they're hiding now to speak on will end up being slaves. And let it not be the proverbial by the rivers of Babylon where we sat down like slaves. Let's interact in our conversation, please.